That day, make sure you have people around you who are there for you.
Yes, because you will need them. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Unice. Joining me today is Mr. CK, my hubby. I know this is the first time you are getting to see him active. Today he is here, so babe, please introduce yourself.
I'm Mr. CK. Pleasure joining you.
I got married last year, and when I posted like photos, videos, many of you came to my inbox asking about what it takes to plan a wedding, and I requested my hubby if we can just answer these questions together. So we got a few questions about planning a wedding, and I'm just going to kind of read and then we will be able to answer. But stay tuned, because next week we will be talking about like how we met, and yeah, we'll be doing a couple of videos in the next few weeks. So please make sure you subscribe and also like this video. So the first question that I got is all right, the first one was a bit funny. So somebody asked, I am ready to be a bride, but where do I get a man? Yes, like she's ready to get married, but now she asked, where do I get a man? But all right, let me just say this. I believe there are different places that you can get a man. You can get your man from church. You can get your man maybe from a picnic, or even social events, whereas restaurants, churches.
You know, fun fact, I didn't meet her in a social event.
I know, right?
Again, more on that next week.
Anyway, let's answer the second question. The prices of everything from the decor, wedding planner, MC, oh my god, venues, photographer, chefs, cake. Is that something you feel like talking about? Because you know we add different like vendors, and talking about literally each and everything, I think it will take us, I don't know how many hours to talk about it.
Yeah, and we also won't undisclose the exact amounts.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. However, I think we can give them ranges, because here, like, your mileage will vary depending on many factors. First of all, where are you doing the wedding? Are you doing it in church? Are you doing a garden wedding? Are you doing an AG's wedding? That will affect how much you're going to spend.
And also maybe your budget, because you find if you're doing a church wedding or a AG wedding, it's cheaper, right?
The AG
wedding one
is,
it's very cheaper. And even if you decide to go and do everything, if it is reception, the wedding in church, you find it is cheaper, kind of.
Yeah. So another critical factor is how many people you're inviting.
Yeah.
Because that will, okay, in our case we decided to do a church wedding, and then we had the reception somewhere else
in a garden.
Yeah. So the church bit, we fellowship at Sitam Valley Road. I think this one we can tell them, and we are members of that church.
Yeah.
So it costed, I think it was less than 40,000 to yeah, it was less than 40,000. I don't want to say the actual amount, because, and again, we are actual members of the church. The prices are different for non-members, and if you're in ministry, it is a lot less.
Oh.
Yeah, if you serve in one of the ministries, if you're in praise and worship, if you're ushering, if you are even the guys who are usually handling the parking, you know, those are just guys who fellowship, but now that is also a ministry. So it costs a lot less.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if we were in a ministry, we would have paid maybe less than 20 Gs, right?
Most probably.
For the church wedding, it is cheaper if you come from Sitam, and I believe even for other churches, if you are a member of any church, I believe it will be cheaper for you to get that hall, because I believe there was a time my sister did a wedding. Okay, she did a garden wedding, so she didn't do a church wedding anyway, so I do not really
It
know.
will be subsidized. If you're doing it from like the church where you worship, the church will definitely subsidize those costs for you. Some churches also allow you to use the space for your reception. It's just that since we fellowship in Valley Road didn't have the space for that.
For reception, right?
Yeah, it didn't have the space or the ambience for the sort of reception we wanted to set up. So
Yeah.
that's why we opted to do the reception at a garden. But everything can be done in church. Something else that they might need to know is maybe the requirements for you to actually have the wedding. Because even the government has its expectations.
Oh, yeah. By then we can talk about that.
So, first you need a permit. Before, even the church will tell you that, yeah, we can have this, but you need to provide the permit. Now, for you to get that permit, you have to enter the marriages portal on eCitizen and apply. And you can actually start applying 90 days from the wedding day. That's the point at which they will start now processing the permit. Once you've done that, you'll also need the presiding pastor's
Certificate.
license.
Oh, license.
Yeah, you need to have that. And that
Original copy or...
No, it's a copy, but it usually has a serial number. So you're also going to need to have that. But just remember, before you even apply for that, you have to confirm the availability of the venue. So first you talk to the church, tell them like, we did our wedding on 21st. So we had talked to them prior to even applying for the license. So once the church tells you that this place is available, then we're good. Yeah, then you can start now working on that end. So once you apply on eCitizen, you'll be given you'll have to fill in both your details and your spouse to be details. And once you do that, they'll give you a date when you should show up for an interview
At Sharia House.
at Sharia
Right.
House. Sharia House is in Arambe Avenue, for those who are wondering. Yeah, in the interview, they'll just ask basic questions. It's nothing to worry about, provided you guys are legit. There's really nothing to worry about. And after that, now they'll give you what did they give us? Yeah, they'll give you the permit, but it doesn't come out immediately. If the interview goes well, they'll tell you, yeah, it's gone well, and then they'll give you the date, a tentative date for when the permit will actually be ready.
But I feel like when you go to Sharia House, to some extent, you can just break down. Because I remember when we went to Sharia House that time, you went to Sharia House, I think, thrice, or was it twice?
Yeah, it can actually be quite anxiety-inducing because now we did the interview, but now going for the permit, naambia bado hazijatoka. Go again, bado hazijatoka. In fact, you'll go, if you go there, you'll see for yourself. Watu wanakaanga hapo nje. Guys usually sit on the benches, and then those permits are usually distributed at 2 p.m. After lunch at 2 p.m. So an officer comes, or sometimes even the guards. They come with them, naambiwa simame mahali, alafu majina zenyu zinaitwa. That's how they distribute them. It can be anxiety inducing, but I don't feel like unaweza hata permit.
Really? For me, to some extent, when we went there, okay, I think it was the first time, when we went there, I felt like these people, they just don't want us to get married.
Anyway, so for venues, some venues come with service providers for food and tent facilities. And electricity. Even where we did Camilla Gardens had someone in-house who could provide who could provide all those facilities, but we chose a different route. Things to think about, or other things to note. NEMA. Because of the noise, the guys who are giving you the grounds for your wedding, they need to have like the NEMA certificate. Otherwise, your proceedings will be halted.
Because of the noise. Right?
Well, yeah, NEMA guys don't play around. They will come and they will shut it down. So they will. They will. So you have to have that. By all means, you have to have that. Make sure that the grounds have facilities for electricity. Yeah, because some places you can go and then they're just giving you the grounds. You have to sort yourself with your own generator, your own lights, all that, and maybe you want to do a night event. So how do you make that work? So you have
also that will be another expense.
Is there anything else with the grounds? And again, in terms of pricing, it depends on where you're doing it. Again, some churches have large grounds. You can do it in church, or you can just find a nice garden. Schools also. Schools. We
went to St. Paul's.
Was it St. Paul's? For Patricia's, or whose?
No, for my sister it was St. Paul's, and they had good grounds.
Yeah, because
not St. Paul's, Catholic University.
Or Quare.
We also checked, our wedding planner checked Quare. But it was not available when we wanted to do the wedding.
All right. She's mentioned wedding planner. Now, both of us are still in school, and we are working. There's no way we'd have had time to coordinate
the vendors,
our families, and all this. So that's why we got a wedding planner to, and we can plug her in the video.
Yes.
Yeah, her name is Corneli. She did a phenomenal job.
She did a
handling
good job.
Everything.
Oof. I think if she wasn't there, I don't know what we would have done, because at that time, you remember we had exams, right?
Yeah.
We had exams. We were planning for our wedding. We had to deal with the tailors. We had to deal with parents. We are dealing with the vendors. So I don't know how we would have done it without her. But for her, she organized literally everything. She's talking to our bridesmaid. She's talking to the vendors. She's literally doing everything for us. So for us, what we were doing is just getting info from her, because we kind of trusted her. Yes, we trusted her, because at the end of the day, she's the person who was supposed to help us have a successful wedding. If you want to have a wedding planner, it is something you can do. But if you want to go the committee way, whereby you have like a WhatsApp group, and you give different people what they need to help you in, then you can still do that. But now for us, we just decided to have a wedding planner. We did not really have a committee. And I really thank God for that, because from the beginning we had told each other that we don't want to have a WhatsApp group whereby we are asking people to contribute and send us this, send us this. From the beginning, we said we do not want this, and we started saving towards that. And I think that's one thing that made our wedding a success, right?
Yeah, and our wedding planner is also the one who secured for us the venue.
Yes.
We didn't even know that there's a place called Camilla Gardens, and I don't think we would have found it.
Yeah, because it's a hidden place, right, in Karen?
It's it's not even hidden, but even when you're looking for gardens online and everything, I feel like the way the algorithm works these days, we wouldn't have found it.
Yes. Yeah.
And again, with your wedding planner, I mean, it goes without saying, trust but verify. There are some things that they will advise you on this, on this, on this. But again, everyone is human. No one is perfect. They can easily miss out on certain pieces of information. So always trust but verify.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned something that I really need to get this off my chest. Tailors.
I know.
I think this is a song that has been sung. When you're dealing with a tailor, tell them that the wedding is
Next
three
week.
3 months before the actual wedding. Do not take that for granted. You have to do that. Giving you guys first-hand experience. You have to tell your tailor. Hata ukiwa by the year rules next week. So echangamka. You have to. Honestly, otherwise these guys can let you down.
Yeah.
These guys can let you down, because I remember we at the 11th hour.
Yeah, I remember that time.
The men were still scrambling for suits.
I think it was a day to the wedding, and the men were still looking for ties. They were still like their clothes were not ready. Right?
It would have been a mess.
Even your suit, was it ready?
My suit was ready like two days before.
But you had to look for another suit.
Yeah,
Why though, by the way?
Because with this guy, first of all, we were making so many adjustments on the everyone's nguo za kila mtu zilipigwa adjustment. Was for like trousers. You want them, is it tapered? Yeah, but you find them, they're just straight. They're looking, I don't know how. Everyone's, all of them had to be readjusted. And then there are things which sitaki kuchomea huyu jamaa, lakini he knows what he did, or rather he knows what he didn't. So like when it comes to dealing with tailors, honestly, just
do it early enough.
Yeah, just tell them that just
the wedding is next week and you want everything ready.
Tell them it's tomorrow even.
Yeah, but I think for us, when it comes to the lady who was making like my bridesmaid clothes, she did a good job. But okay, the challenge that I got was maybe the ladies just going to make sure that their clothes were ready. I didn't really face any challenge when it came to my tailor, actually. Okay, I don't know whether we've tackled everything. The photographer, chef, cake, decor. Maybe we can talk about the photographer, chef, and cake. Okay, we can talk about for the bride, please make sure you get a good makeup artist. Because this is your wedding. It's better you invest your cash when it comes to a good makeup artist than having issues. Because for me, I had issues the morning to my wedding. So what happened? This makeup artist, I did like makeup trial 1 week to my wedding, and it was good. I loved it. But the wedding, the day of the wedding, the lady came with another lady, and she did my makeup. Within that minute, she was done, and I was the bride. So I looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, no, this is not me. This is not me. And I got furious. That time actually I had promised myself I am not going to be sad. I will try my level best not to be sad, not to cry and everything. But I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, no, this is not what I want. So the other lady had to redo my makeup so that nikae venye nilikuwa nataka. So when it comes to makeup artists, please invest in a makeup artist, and make sure, talk to her, tell her this is what I want to have a natural look, I want to be like this and this, so that you won't be disappointed the day to the wedding. Sometimes I normally sit down and I be like, I regret not getting the makeup artist that I was referred to and going to a makeup artist who was cheaper than who I was referred to from the beginning. So please do not compromise on that.
Yeah, but you looked good. You looked really good.
Were you scared? Like
actually
look different.
Actually, you see what you said. I think I'm just hearing about it now that makeup ilikuwa imeenda mrama. And now that explains why you guys took quite a bit of time.
Yes, tulichelewa.
Yeah, we almost didn't get married that day. There's something important I wanted to say in that ring. Oh yeah, because now you see something like that can really infuriate you, and that's where your team comes in. Like, marriage is a serious institution.
Yeah.
That's the first thing we need to say. You go in when you're ready and when your spirit is ready, and even the people around you should appreciate the seriousness of this institution. Whoever your best man or best maid is gonna be, make sure that this is someone who supports you. Don't just get at just anyone. Make sure it is someone who understands you. Make sure it is someone who truly supports you. I think the subject of best man and best maid, that can be, I know there is a lot of questions, because sometimes people ask, is it a best man separate, best maid separate, best couple? You know, but I feel like that we should tackle it in a different video, because it is quite a rabbit hole, and it can be a cause for contention.
So I think let's do that in another video. We will talk about it and how we ended up choosing our best lady and best man.
But muhimu, like on that day, make sure you have people around you who are there for you.
Yes, because you will need them. It can get tiresome, you can get anxieties, but please make sure you have people who are surrounding. The people who are surrounding you, make sure there are people who are also supporting you fully.
Because remember, it's supposed to be the happiest day
in
of
your
your
life. Yes.
All right. Next question.
Photographer, chef, cake.
I think you talk about the photographer.
So for me, I am into photography, videography, video editing, and all that. So the moment I realized I have a wedding coming up, I started looking for people that I wanted to work with. And I didn't want to pay so much money, and I know the prices in the market. So I got a photographer. We went and did our photo shoot there, and then I looked at his work and we were happy with him, and we decided to go with a Neo Happy Neo Happy. We decided to go with Neo Happy, and he did a good job actually. And even the day of the wedding, he came early, he was there with everything. He did a good job. That's what I can say. About the cake, I met this lady online, actually on Facebook. I sent a contact to our wedding planner, and then I went for a cake tasting. And she also did our Rurasho cake. So that's when I was like, by the way, she did a good job, so we can still go ahead and use her. So she also did a good job, right?
Yeah, she did a good job.
Yeah. And when it comes to chef, the caterers, for the caterers, I think we really tried our level best to get the best, because the first time the person that we wanted to work with was not really, giving us those vibes. Please make sure you also work with vendors who are also genuine, and people who are happy for you, and people who are kind. For me, when it comes to kindness is a big deal for me. So you find the people that I wanted to work with, they literally had to be kind to other vendors. So the first vendor we had to get away with, the second one, and then the third one was the person we used for our wedding, and she did a good job. I can literally recommend her. She did a good job. The food was amazing.
And did we even eat?
Actually, we didn't even eat that food. Jumi nakumbuka, I only ate like a piece of watermelon, and niliuma tu chicken hivi kidogo, and then hivyo.
Yeah. Honestly, if it's your day, you're not gonna eat.
Yes.
So make sure that your best man and best maid wamekwekea tu snacks kidogo, things which will give you energy over the course of the day. So maybe some.
But hata hiyo siku mimi sikuwa na feel njaa.
Yeah,
I think I was just excited. Nataka kukula hata.
Yeah, and we're also moving up and down.
Yes.
Mm.
But during the photo shoot, we had snacks. Tulikula samosa and juice, right?
Yeah, just something to to sizirai.
And also in the morning, eat some fruits na ulambe chumvi. For ladies, that one will help you not to keep on going to the loo. So ukilamba chumvi, itakusaidia you won't go to the washroom until you are done with the wedding.
I don't know about that.
Yes, that's from experience. So that's what I did during my wedding, and it worked perfectly.
I guess maybe personal tip, msilete watu ugali. Hata wakiwaambia wanataka ugali, people can eat ugali at home.
Yes.
And it's gonna cost you. Actually, no, that's not even the point that I wanted to mention. Yeah, like we said earlier, some venues actually provide supporting services like Decor and what's it called? Food. Food, normally you pay for it per plate.
Yeah.
Now, your mileage might vary depending on the venue. Logistically, it is easier to get a place that has everything. But remember, you're gonna pay a premium for it.
Yes.
You're gonna pay because we were also considering that at some point until we had how much they're charging per plate, and we were like,
Yeah.
unless you're doing a wedding for inviting just 10 guys, maybe. But yeah, so you're gonna pay a premium for it. So that's why it's better to get your caterer from out there. Of course, you have to try out their food before the wedding day.
Yes.
Sindio?
You have to try that food. Because utaki kupea watu food yenye iko tu hivi na hata wewe mwenyewe hujaiona. So it's good.
Yeah, from what we had, the guys who we invited, they were well fed.
Yes.
The food
was good.
Yeah, I keep asking. So if they work, then me, I'm happy.
Yes. The vendors really did a good job. I can say. I can recommend all of them except maybe the makeup artist. Yes, but I can recommend the makeup artist, but maybe the other lady. Okay, sitaki kumchomea. Acha niachie hapo.
Na wanafaa pia kujua photo shoot inaanza watu wakiamka. Yeah, because you're going to have we had a photo session before just before the wedding.
Yes,
guys
even
preparing.
Yes.
Yeah, so
and also on that, for me, I had like my own videographer, someone who was doing like behind the scenes, someone who was with me throughout the day. And I think that's something, if you want to just see how your wedding was the same day when you go to the hotel, then get your own videographer, because she will be able to send you like literally different clips of how the day was. They will, it was really amazing. And then even in the morning, we did a couple of TikTok. If you are a TikToker like me, you can literally get your own videographer, the person who will spend the whole day with me. So she was seated with me. The gari yenye nilitumia, she was there with me taking these videos, these cute ones. Yeah, so she did a good job. So if you want to do that, yeah, put it in your budget. Yeah.
Tuambie story ya magari.
Yes. Maybe you can talk about cars. But for the cars, babe, you did a good job. Jeez!
What are they? Can I just confirm the guys who we used?
You did a good job, because I saw those cars and I'm like, wow. Yeah. Jesus. This is what I asked for.
We will.
Yeah.
I don't remember the firm that we used for getting the vehicle.
Cars?
Yeah, the vehicle.
You don't remember?
We'll caption it.
Okay.
We will caption it. They gave us market rate. You'll have to for you to know the cars that we used. You'll have to watch our wedding video.
Yes.
Obviously. But because Kenyans wanapenda Prado. Market rate ya Prado during the wedding, for a wedding it's 30 Gs. But for the 12 hours. So from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
And that's one car.
That is market rate. So now you can negotiate from there. If you want outriders, you know, the cops who follow, who control the motorcade, those a pair is also 30K. And they help if you're doing it on a day when there's a lot of traffic. They can help you dodge the traffic. Magari zitasimamishwa ndio nyinyi mpite.
And let me ask on that, I believe for our wedding we were supposed to have those guys, but I saw them in the morning, but when we were going to the church venue they were not there. What happened? I think no, that's not what happened. Really?
No, that's not what happened. The president, I think, had a meeting with all the ministers, all the cabinet secretaries. So all the outriders in Nairobi were called to go to a certain venue.
Oh.
Yeah, so including the ones who we had booked, unfortunately. So we had to do without them. But if you can get them, because it makes it look cool.
Yes, I really wanted to be there. It would have looked like a presidential kind of wedding because,
yeah, it adds a lot to the cool factor.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Anyway, I think we have answered most of the questions, but there is someone who asked, also out of the wedding topic, do you think for a lady 25 is the right age to settle down?
You answer that.
Alright, let me just say this. I think once you get to 25 years, you are mature enough to get married. But you also find there are people who get married when they are 23, 21, 20, 24. But according to me, I would tell someone to at least wait until you get to 25, so that, you know, once you get to 25, there is just something that happens to you. There is just something that happens. You find you become mature enough to even settle down and even to have a man in your life whereby you can make the right decision. So I think it depends with you whether you want to settle down when you are 20 or 21 or 23. It depends with you. So I can't really tell someone this is the right age for you to settle down. No, it is your choice to make whether you want to settle down ukiwa 26, ukiwa 27, 28. Yeah, it varies what you want. That's what I can say because this topic, yeah.
All right, let me add something. Mileage will vary because people are in different stages of life at different stages of life.
Yes.
You can find yourself at 25 or even younger and you've achieved everything as a person and
that you wanted to achieve, maybe.
So essentially, I mean, what's stopping you? If you feel like it's time to settle down, it's time for me to find someone and start a family, go right ahead and do that.
Yeah, I think that's it. So there is someone else who asked, I am worried about the cost. How much does it cost?
Your mileage will vary. We can't tell you exactly how much it costed, but now you can also prioritize on what you want. You know, because you can have it okay, how do I put it?
I think for a G wedding it's quite cheap. You can decide to do a G wedding if you don't want to spend a lot of money in a wedding, because you can have a G wedding and then you do reception somewhere where you will invite your friends, your family to just come and celebrate, rather than spending a lot of money and you do not have it. Please make sure that you do not go in marriage when you have like debts out there. You go take a loan to fund your wedding and you can still go to the AG and do your wedding without really spending a lot of money. So please. usifanye vitu zingine upate utaenda kwa marriage na una hata anything, una hata 2 bob or 3 bob, mnaanza kulipa deni na ndio tu mmepata mmekuwa married. So please don't do that.
Something else, marriage is a union, not just between you and your spouse, but between your families.
Yeah.
I don't feel it is good if you marry someone out when before you get married, make sure that your two families are in good terms with each other and are happy with each other. Consultation is very important, and it is important for you to, at least, if sometimes people, I've seen, or rather I've heard of people getting married out of resentment for their own family. So I'm gonna go ahead with this. There's a blessing that you get from your parents when you do this and when you do it right. And there's also a lot of support that your families can provide. So even whoever is asking about the cost, believe you me, your families love you and they will support you. Your friends love you and they will support you. I learned that from what we did, from the Rora show and everything. Seeing people come together for you, it is actually heart melting. So where you need support, your family will be there for you. They will help you. If you tell them you need this and this and this, they
will help you.
Where they can, believe you me, they will.
Anyway, I think we've answered all the questions. If you have more that you still want us to address, please comment down below and we will do another video. So until then,
hold on, is there anything else we can add?
When it comes to
all this, or
to all this,
so we've discussed cake, we've discussed how decor.
I feel like we've tackled everything that needs to be tackled.
I think on decor, one thing on decor, now your tent situation will also be affected by
the number of people.
Yes, the number of people, and also the other vendors who you have. Whoever is doing your food will need a tent of their own. Depending on the setup, kuna mali keki lazima iwekwe. That might need a tent of its own. And there's also, because guys are gonna give gifts, you're gonna need a collection box. That might need a tent of its own. It's actually good for that collection box to get a tent of its own, so that whoever is bringing gifts can identify, hapo ndio inapelekwa, sawa. Because again, there are people who usually come and then maybe they don't want to stay for everything, but they want to support you in this kind of way. So they bring they'd like to drop something, maybe even anonymously, and then they dip. So it's good to have that on its own, manned by people who you trust. Is it DJ and what's his name? The person who the MC. Also get an MC early on and early enough.
And someone that can make the event more lively. And I think I would like to add that when it comes to wedding, please make sure that you position your family members in those spaces whereby they can be able to support you. Whether it comes to gifts, have a family member who is there. If it comes to just helping your wedding planner or knowing this is the mother, this is the dad, make sure that you have allocated your family members these things so that they can be able to help you. Don't go for your friends. You can also involve your friends but I prefer having a family member, because at that point you will know this one can't really fail me. So make sure your family are there and they are also helping you, and having a good support system is very important when it comes to a wedding. For us, I think if we didn't have like a good support system, we wouldn't have really made it, because we had exams and we had exams, we were working, and we had a wedding. My goodness, it's only God's grace that was sufficient. Like, God really helped us, because I was doing my exam. It was 3 to 4 days to our wedding, and I'm just there. Like, maybe I didn't know whether I will pass that exam. For sure, because nafanya exam chenye inaring tu kwa mind yako, I can't wait to get married, and you're doing your exam. So it was a bit difficult, but yeah, we made it, and we're here happily married.
Yeah, as she said, God's grace.
Yes.
Maombi ni muhimu.
Yeah,
so,
and also pray for your wedding.
Yeah, make sure you pray.
Pray hard, pray. Hey, pray. Wait and tell your parents to also pray for you. Prayers do work. So pray for your wedding, pray for good weather, because I remember we really prayed for good weather, but it still ended up raining, but it could affect a lot of things. So please pray for your...
It was the good kind of rain.
Yes. So pray for your wedding, and pray for good health by the time you get to your wedding. So thank you if you've reached this far. Thank you for watching. For all the guys who are planning their wedding, we wish you all the best, and keep on praying, and God will help you. See you in my next video.